Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel to spend some of your time with me and watch the video. Always appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to be talking about bass fishing sponsorships, the reality behind them, break some myths behind them, and sort of like let you guys know what goes behind the scene. I think a lot of people have a misconception about sponsorships, and I'm sort of going to clarify that in today's video. I think you guys will enjoy this, even if you're not looking for a sponsorship yourself, or even if you're not a tournament angler. I think you'd be fine. I think you're going to find this interesting as far as the whole realm of sponsorships in professional fishing today. Also, guys, real quick, it is first week of September when I'm filming this video. We got a first cool night of the year. It's like probably in the 60s right now. And just wanted to remind you guys, fall's right around the corner. And please swing by fishthemoment.com and check out my fall lake map breakdowns that I build for Fish the Moment. I'll put the link in the description of this video, but these are maps that I've worked for years building for Fish the Moment. It's got lakes all across the country, all 4 seasons of the year. They give you 40 GPS waypoints that you can download straight to your electronic unit with tips and advice on how to fish each spot, and then you can duplicate them. But it's a really good resource to learn more about your favorite lake or a lake you've never been onto, so I'll put that link in the description. Okay guys, you've probably seen this hat because I wear it every single day of every single video. This is my title sponsor, Bridgeford Food Corporation, which is it's just the greatest company in the world. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it. You guys may have seen one of their marquee products, which is the Bridgeford Sweet Baby Ray beef jerky, best beef jerky that you'll ever eat. I've never talked to anybody that has tried it and didn't say the same thing. You can get them at any Walmart checkout counters. Great boat food here. But anyway, guys, I want to tell you a little backstory about Bridgeford and then tell you a little bit about the company, and then we're going to get into the reality of sponsorships in general. How this came about, I've been with Bridgeford since 2012, and in the fall of 2011, I lost my title sponsor, and our deposits were due the next 2 or 3 weeks, from there for the FLW tour, which you had to come up with quite a bit of money for the deposits, like $20,000 or something. So anyway, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was on the verge of having to set out, and Bass Fan did an article on me talking about how I lost my title sponsor, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do because it was the last minute deal. And as fate, unfolded itself, I got a call from one of the co-owners of Bridgeford Food Corporation. I don't want to mention his name because I want to protect his privacy. He's a pretty private person. But anyway, this co-owner of Bridgeford Food Corporation, which is third generation, family, Bridgeford started back in the 1930s. He was a big bass angler. He loves to bass fish. He knows everything about bass fishing. He knows every Bass Pro out there. And he called me up and he goes, Randy, I saw the article on Bass Fan. He goes, let's talk. And to make a long story short, Bridgeford became my title sponsor in 2012. And has been forever since. And right now we have we've added on to the pro staff. We got myself, Luke Clausen, Matt Steffen, Joe Uribe, Jim Moyna, Brian Partak, and Rachel Uribe is on the staff right now. And guys, this sponsorship in Bridgeford Food Corporation has set the standard for any other one out there. Now, a little bit about the company here, guys. I want to plug this a little bit because you guys will be impressed. Bridgeford is an all-American company, all-American made, all the beef. None of this beef is shipped from halfway across the seas like a lot of other companies do. All the beef they use is grown here in the United States. It's manufactured and processed, here in the United States. Everything, the jerky that they have in there, guys, I've been to the plant before, and when they make the jerky, they have these big round, I think they call them round cuts or something like that. But this meat that they use to make the jerky is something that you wouldn't want to make jerky out of. You'd want to put it in the oven and make it for Sunday dinner. It's like the most highest quality piece of meat that you've ever seen to make this stuff out of. And just the process that it goes through, time consuming, just quality control is impeccable on that. On top of that, Bridgeford, they make a ton of other stuff, pepperoni, summer sausage, bread products. They make a bunch of components for our Army's MREs, our MRE rations that our military uses. They got a facility for that. And they are huge contributors to the bass fishing industry, guys. Prime examples, you guys heard about that tournament organization out west, that Wild West Bass Tournament organization that scammed a bunch of anglers. Bridgeford paid out of their own pocket to file a lawsuit on behalf of the anglers to try to get their money back out there. They didn't have to do that. That's what they do. And another thing about Bridgeford, and this is what I want to talk a little bit about, why they're so superior to other sponsors in the industry, is I've had a chance to work with a bunch of sponsors, and this is the scenario that you have usually. There's a person in the marketing position. Let's say you got whatever company that makes whatever. They have a marketing division, and usually there's a marketing manager that handles the pro staff. Usually what happens is this marketing manager for the pro staff, this position constantly turns over. It's like they'll be in that position for a couple of years and they leave or get replaced, and it's constantly turning over. So just about the time in most companies you get to develop this relationship with your marketing person, they're gone and out the door. And a lot of this stuff is they don't have the vision to basically create partnerships that last for the long term. And one of the first things that Bridgeford Foods told me, he said, Randy, we don't do anything, half. When we make a commitment to do something, we make a commitment. So when they made a commitment to have the Bridgeford, Foods Pro Fishing Team, they said, this is a long-term commitment with the company. This isn't some short deal. This is going to be here for a long time, because they understand in order to get the maximum return on the investment, from the marketing dollars, that you have to be fully invested in that project yourself. You have to activate that sponsorship. And that's one of the things that they've done with Bridgeford Foods, is not only the people within the company, they pay close attention to the fishing industry. We have, annual team meetings. We brainstorm together with the fishing team and with the people within the company. The people that are actively involved with the anglers are also owners of the company. So you have this close-knit interaction that is just unique to the industry completely. And plus, on top of that, it's just about the quality of the individuals. And I have never met a group of people in my entire life that have more ethics and integrity and honesty and critical thinking skills and professionalism as everybody at Bridgeford Food Corporation. Guys, they're out of all the years I've been with them, everything they've done has been just impeccable as far as how they run their business, how they treat their customers. I just can't say enough about them. So if you guys are looking, to support a company that supports the fishing industry, this is your company right here, Bridgeford Food Corporation. That's why you see the hat on every time. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the sponsorships in general, what you have here. Sponsorships have changed dramatically, because used to be, back before social media, all the sponsorships were based upon your performance. It's like you didn't have anything other than to market yourself than your performance in the tournaments. So if you didn't qualify for the Bassmaster Classic or you didn't win tournaments, it was extremely difficult to basically gain any type of meaningful sponsorship. And when I talk about a meaningful sponsorship, I'm talking about a financial sponsorship where a company pays you to endorse their product line. I guess you can call different levels of sponsorship. You have product discounts, you got free products, and then you got financial, retainers with that. So, I don't know if you can really call a free product or a discount a sponsorship. So in my opinion, a true sponsorship is a financial commitment from that company. And it used to be a lot easier to get, because number one is the tournament organization, the companies, they had to rely on the tournament anglers to market their products through the tournaments, and there wasn't near as many tournaments or tournament anglers. So what happened is when social media came along, and this was sort of a slow deal, it's like the value of professional anglers to a company started to go downhill. And right now, the value of a professional angler is at an all-time low, because social media has such a huge impact and such a bigger ability to create impressions for a company than a tournament angler ever can. So what I'm talking about here is you can take somebody, let's take an angler that wins the Bassmaster Classic 2 years in a row, that he doesn't have hardly any social media following. He doesn't have a YouTube channel, doesn't have very many Facebook or Instagram followers. He wins the Bassmaster Classic. To a company, that is not worth anything in today's realm, because you can take somebody that, like a YouTuber, some guy that's got a YouTube channel with just a a medium or a large following, or just some type of a medium following, and they generate more impressions and more publicity for a company tenfold or hundredfold over somebody that wins the Bassmaster Classic that doesn't have that, simply because you reach more eyes. So the world that we find ourselves in within sponsorships has completely changed. And what a lot of the companies do now, like a lot of the fishing companies, the endemic and the non-endemic companies both, is they tend to sponsor influencers, social media influencers that fish, but simply because they reach a larger market. And the odds of getting some type of a meaningful sponsorship as just a straight tournament angler, they dry up more and more every year. Now, the only way that somebody can really, benefit from this fully is if they happen to be a high performing tournament angler with some type of a following. Now, there is a little bit of value to that, and probably the ultimate, or the two ultimate values to some type of a company within the marketing division of that is one angler that is highly successful in tournaments, and they also have a highly successful social media following, or somebody that has just an incredible social media following that gets lots of engagement, lots of watch time. So all that type of stuff has changed. But mark my words for it, guys, the days of just going out there and fishing and thinking that you're just going to go out there and just your skills alone is going to allow you to get good sponsorships, those days are over. They really are. And that's one of the most difficult things that I have to convey to young anglers, because I have a lot of young anglers come up to me and they send me messages about, how do I get started in the sport? How do I get sponsorships? What do I need to do? And I just tell them, I said, guys, right off the bat, fishing should be your second priority. It's like, if you are interested in making a living and being in the sport for a long time, unless you're independently wealthy, you have got to develop a strong and a large social media following, because that's what is valuable to the sponsors. It is not being a good tournament angler. Most companies, and guys, I've heard this from some major companies in the fishing industry, major players within the fishing industry. In fact, I've got one of my best friends, he's sponsored by one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fishing company in the entire world. And they told him, it's like, we don't care if you catch a fish. That's not what it's about. We care about your social media imprint. That's just the reality of the situation. That's what gives them the return on their investment. So it's changed a lot with that. But anyway, guys, the good thing about that is, like, since it has changed to the realm of social media, that gives more people a chance to really use their ingenuity and creativity to market their own brand and step outside of the traditional fishing industry, because it's tough to get a sponsorship inside the fishing industry, guys. If you're trying to get a sponsorship from a boat and motor company or a tackle company or a rod and reel company, it's a very tough road to hoe. But there is tons of other companies out there that don't have anything to do with fishing that you can, solicit and try to work out some type of a deal with. It could be clothing, it could be shoes, it could be cookware, it could be camping gear, it could be whatever. I mean, the sky's the limit to that. So that ought to be an encouraging thought, that if you just use your imagination and creativity, you can still make a path forward for you guys. So anyway, guys, just wanted to pass that along. And once again, if you guys are looking for some great beef jerky, summer sausage, pepperoni, every Walmart in the country's got this. It's just, I can't say enough about it, man. They're just the greatest people, greatest company you'll ever meet in your life. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll talk later.